Welcome back to Building Character, where we figure out how to play as your favorite fictional characters in Dungeons & Dragons. Remember to like and subscribe and vote in the poll at the top right corner of the video to be better than Sora next time you play. Maybe. Hi everybody, Tulok here with a quick update. YouTube is changing how they do polled annotations in that they're entirely getting rid of them. So I'm not going to be able to put polls directly onto videos anymore. Instead, I'm going to do that through Patreon. The Patreon link will be in the top right corner in the annotation and in every video's description. So you can click over there to vote in the polls. I'm going to set that at the $1 tier to make it as easy for everyone to get in there. And for the first time, we will actually have a goal on the Patreon. Once we hit $1,000 a month, I will hire someone to make character sheets. A lot of people have been asking for that for a long time, and the reason I haven't done it is because I've been busy editing the videos. So if we hit that goal, we'll get the sheets on the Patreon as well. We'll start a third tier at like $5 or something for that. I'll be doing this in front of the next couple videos, but I'll try and make it quicker. Today we're building Riku, a boy with a heart full of darkness. Wait, we already did that. Oh, we're building Riku from Final Fantasy X, a game made by the same company that came out less than a year before Kingdom Hearts. I'd say great art is Steel, but both characters were designed by the same person. If you like stealing though, you'll like Riku. Also bombs. I mentioned this briefly in the Tifa video, but I'm not covering the whole sphere grid. I'm just going to focus on the things that Riku does best. So let's start off with our goals for this build. First, we need sticky fingers, and not just because of all the chemicals we're mixing. Next, we need to mix some chemicals out of the things we pulled out of pockets with our sticky fingers. Next, we'll get some cool gear to make us a little bit cooler than everyone else. For stats, we'll be using the standard point array from the player's handbook. Roll for stats if you want, just watch your dexterity and intelligence modifier from multi-classing. Dexterity will be number 1, your sleight of hand is legendary. Actually, it's not because nobody knows you're doing it, which is even better. Intelligence after that, there's no limit to what you can combine, which can be pretty useful. Charisma next, you're the only one in the group keeping things from not being super depressing. Also, Riku is 15 in Final Fantasy X and 17 in Final Fantasy X too, so keep that in mind before you type the creepy stuff you did for Tifa. Follow that up with Constitution. Some of your items will require concentration, and I'm sure there's a lot of fumes on an Albed Machina ship thingy. Wisdom is a bit low, we just need other stuff more, and we'll dump Strength. Your team has 2 professional athletes and a giant blue cat man. Nobody's asking you to lift anything. Riku is an Albed, and Albed are humans, no matter what Waka tells you. Variant humans are pretty great. They get a feat at level 1. I want some wizard spells, so grab the Magic Initiate feat. Lightning Lure forces a strength save of 8 plus your proficiency bonus and intelligence modifier. Failing that, the creature is pulled 10 feet closer to you and takes 1d8 lightning damage. It was between this and Shocking Grasp for a lightning cantrip. I went for this because it has a bit longer of a range and you throw lightning bombs. It's not a taser. Mending fixes a crack in something or puts 2 pieces of something back together. Sleep puts things to sleep. You roll 5d8 and it puts the smallest number of HP creatures to sleep first for a little sleepy bum. Bump your dexterity and your charisma modifier with your 2 free points. Take Arcana for your skill of choice and the Sailor background for athletics and perception proficiency. This doesn't give you the ability to swim. I feel like it should, but we'll get stuff for that later. We'll kick things off as a rogue. If you're planning on taking rogue levels in a multi-class, start it off as a rogue. That way you get 4 skills. Skills like sleight of hand, acrobatics, persuasion, and performance in case you want to join a girl group in the next campaign. You get expertise in 2 skills of your choice, doubling your proficiency with those skills. Let's kick things off with sleight of hand and arcana. Your whole strategy is steal things, then bomb people with things you stole from them. You also get sneak attack, letting you add a d6 of extra damage when you have an ally within 5 feet of the enemy, and you've got to be using a finesse or a ranged weapon. Riku's using daggers, which can be both, so that's nice. Second level rogues get cunning action, letting you dash, disengage, or hide as a bonus action for a little bit of extra movement. It's a little hard to quantify how fast a character is in a turn-based RPG, but Riku seems pretty fast. Third level rogues can choose a roguish archetype. Thief would be a pretty good way to make a thief, giving you fast hands to use an object as a bonus action, or make a sleight of hand check to disarm a trap or pick a lock with your thieving tools. Probably going to use it for using things. You're pretty good with items like a casual smash player. You also get second story work, letting you climb things without spending any extra movement, helping you get where you need to be to help the team. Your sneak attack also increases to 2d6 for better stabbing. 4th level rogues get an ability score improvement. I'll actually recommend more intelligence for an upcoming multi-class, because even though your Final Fantasy class is called Thief, you're mostly something else. No spoilers though. 5th level rogues get uncanny dodge, letting you take half damage from an attack if you can see the person attacking you. Evasion is one of Riku's best stats, and will get even more evasiveness in a second, but again, no spoilers, Ject is sin. Whoops. Your sneak attack also bumps up to 3d6. 6th level rogues get expertise in 2 more skills. Persuasion and acrobatics would be my picks. Acrobatics for thievery and persuasion for when that thievery gets busted. Just smile and hope your big charisma modifier makes them forget that their pockets are a little bit light. At this point, I think it's about time we get some use out of the items we've pilfered by jumping over to Artificer. 1st level Artificers get 2 cantrips. Firebolt will be our grenade or bomb core and deal 2d10 fire damage with a ranged attack. Ray of Frost will be an Arctic Wind to deal 2d8 cold damage and slow a target by 10 feet when you hit them. For your 1st level spells, Cure Wounds heals 1d8 plus your intelligence modifier to a creature you touch for a little Albed special potion. Featherfall reduces falling damage for up to 5 falling creatures as a reaction in case your squad wants to Kawabunga off of an airship. You also get Magical Tinkering, which lets you mess with a tiny, non-magical object and make it do some fun flavor stuff, like light up, play a recorded message, make an odor or static visual. It's basically Artificer Prestidigitation, even though Artificers can learn Prestidigitation, but, whatever. 2nd level Artificers can infuse items, letting you tell your DM, hey, if you're not going to give me cool magical stuff, I'll make my own. 4 infusions and can have 2 magical items crafted per long rest, swapping them out as you see fit. Cap of Water Breathing lets you breathe underwater. Nobody in Final Fantasy X has any trouble with that for some reason. I didn't want to make them all Tritons. Goggles of Night gives you 60 feet of dark vision. I'm not sure what Riku's goggles do, but these are pretty good. Enhanced Weapon makes a weapon magical and gives you +1 to your attack and damage rolls with the weapon of your choice, helping you cut through Machina, fiends, anything really. It's like a Ginsu knife. Enhanced Arcane Focus adds 1 to spell attack rolls, and you get to ignore half cover when you're shooting your ranged spell attacks. Your bombs are pretty great at getting around cover. 3rd level Artificers can choose a specialty, and the Alchemist is the best at jamming 2 things together with experimental elixirs. Roll a d6 to determine what kind of elixir you make. A 1 makes a healing elixir that restores 2d4 plus your intelligence modifier and HP. 2 makes a swiftness elixir that increases movement speed by 10 feet for an hour. 3 makes a resilience elixir that adds 1 to AC for 10 minutes. 4 makes a boldness elixir that lets a creature add a d4 to attack rolls and saving throws for a minute. 5 makes an elixir of flight that gives a creature a flying speed of 10 feet for a minute. And a 6 puts the alter self spell on a creature for 10 minutes. The usability has so many different things attached to it. I'm sure that there's something in there for all of these. Alchemists also get special spells. I'm looking at Healing Word to heal 1d4 plus your intelligence modifier as a bonus action with a 30-foot range, so you can toss a potion to someone close. You also get the right tool for the job, letting you craft artisan's tools with an hour of time, and you can sync that hour of time up with a short rest. I don't want to tell you what to do, but it could be useful to have calligraphy supplies if you want to be a god. Some people have gotten upset with me in the comments for the calligraphy joke, and I just want to say to those people, calligraphy isn't a joke. It's the best skill in the game. Take it seriously. 4th level Artificers get an ability score improvement. More intelligence will make you a better caster, and Tinkerer, I'd go for that. It's really what we're focusing on for the rest of the build. 5th level Alchemists are alchemical savants, letting you add your intelligence modifier when you cast a healing spell or a damaging spell that deals acid or poison damage. Speaking of, alchemists can learn Melf's Acid Arrow at this level. It's a ranged spell attack that deals 4d4 acid damage and another 2d4 acid damage at the end of the target's next turn. But even if you miss, it deals half damage with the initial shot, so it's not like you're totally wasting a slot with your acid bomb. Pyrotechnics either forces a constitution saving throw on creatures within 10 feet of some natural fire, blinding them for around if they fail, or a smoke bomb that heavily obscures a 20-foot radius sphere for a minute if you want to avoid some ranged attacks. 6th level Artificers get Tool Expertise, doubling your proficiency bonus with tools you have proficiency with, so Thieves, Alchemists, and something from when you multi-class into Artificer, so how about Calligraphy? This is the best calligraphist we've ever built, meaning it's the greatest character we've ever built. I'm retiring after this video. For this level's infusions, grab Gloves of Thievery, which give you a +5 to sleight of hand checks and lock picking checks to make you insanely good at picking pockets paired with your expertise. Also Enhanced Armor for a +1 to your AC in your armor. You're probably in leather, though if you wanted to throw some belts on there, you could call it studded leather. You are a Nomura character after all. 7th level Artificers get Flash of Genius, letting you add your intelligence modifier to an ability check or saving throw as a reaction for yourself or another creature within 30 feet of you. You've got an amount of these equal to your intelligence modifier, so it's probably a good idea to get that up as high as possible when we can, which we can right now. 8th level Artificers get another ability score improvement. Capping your intelligence means better flashes of geniuses and more flashes as well, not to mention better spell attacks and harder saves. Machina is pretty great. Waka's just a jealous dummy. 9th level Alchemists get regenerative Regens, giving anyone who drinks your experimental elixir 2d6 plus your intelligence modifier in temporary HP, and letting you cast lesser restoration an amount of times per day equal to your intelligence modifier for free. So blindness, poison, and other effects shouldn't stress you out, even if Yuna is too busy to Asuna. Bars. You can also learn 3rd level spells. Mass Healing Word is free from Alchemist, letting you heal up to 6 creatures 1d4 plus your intelligence modifier as a bonus action for Tidus, Auron, Yuna, Lulu, Dipsy, and Poe. I think I started doing Teletubbies at the end there. Haste is a nice little Chocobell feather to make somebody go faster by doubling their movement, adding 2 to their AC and dexterity saves, giving them an extra action for an attack, hide, dash, or disengage action. It's lasts for a minute depending on your concentration, and watch out because when it ends, they can't take actions or reactions for a round, but pairing this with some enhanced studded leather and you'll be pretty darn hard to hit. 10th level Artificers are magical item adepts, letting you attune up to 4 items at a time, which we won't be getting 4 from our infusions, so you can still put on some magical items your DM will give you as well. You can also craft common and uncommon items in half the time. Even better, you get 2 more infusions. Cloak of the Manta Ray is an improved version of your Cap of Water Breathing, letting you breathe underwater and giving you 60 feet of swimming speed for even better aquatic skills. It actually makes you faster in the water than you are on land. Resistant Armor gives a creature wearing it resistance to a type of damage of your choice, either acid, cold, fire, force, lightning, necrotic, poison, psychic, radiant, or thunder damage for a little null something armor. This level, your enhanced items also go to +2 instead of +1 for enhanced arcane focus, enhanced weapon, or enhanced armor. 11th level Artificers get spell storing items, which lets you store a 1st or 2nd level spell that takes an action to cast inside an object that can then be cast by anyone holding that item using your spellcasting ability a number of times equal to double your intelligence modifier. I recommend Cure Wounds because that's 10d8 plus 50 healing after it's all spent, which is very good. 12th level Artificers get another ability score improvement. Let's get that dexterity up for better stabbing when you don't feel like throwing a bomb. Since this is our last Artificer level, I'll also recommend what infusions I think you should have. Gloves of Thievery, Cloak of the Manta Ray, Enhanced Arcane Focused, and Enhanced Defense, probably my picks. But remember, you can swap these out as necessary. So if it's a night mission, get your goggles on. If you're in a desert, get Magical Weapon instead of the scuba gear. We'll round this off with 2 more quick levels of Rogue. 7th level Rogues get Evasion, letting you take half damage on a failed dex save and no damage on a successful one. Machina go boom, and you surround yourself with Machina, so this is pretty important. Your sneak attack also bumps up to 4d6. Our capstone is the 8th level of Rogue, which will let us cap off our dexterity for a maximum sleight of hand check, which is so insanely high, and we'll talk about that in the pros section. Now that we've hit level 20, let's figure out how viable this build is. First, you're the best pickpocket possible, with +22 to sleight of hand checks, letting you pilfer personal possessions perfectly. You've also got plenty of other skills and tools you're not only proficient with, but an expert in, helping you get things done outside of a fight. You're also a very good support to the team, with plenty of buffing spells and a lot of healing thanks to those stored Cure Wounds. For weaknesses, you're pretty low on HP, with barely over 100 total. You're also low on Wisdom, which could mess you up for some common saving throws like Hold Person and Charm Person. Finally, your Strength score being low could mean that you're getting pushed around and knocked down fairly regularly. But if you get knocked down, you can get up again. They're never going to keep you down. Take your enemy's things, put them together, then blow them up. Just make sure you don't get blown up with them. When big damage comes your way, all beds are off. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe for more. We make 2 videos every week. Join the Patreon to vote in the poll for Bosch, Vaughn, Ash, Fran, or Balthier from Final Fantasy XII, and subscribe to Tulok and Mango for more Tulok fun.